You know what I haven't done? I haven't been live on TikTok in a while. I don't know why I'm planning on doing it, but let's see if that even becomes a thing. But decided to go live today instead of just making a video. Probably be live for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Let me check to see if everything's good really quick. I know I don't have anything up right now, so looking at scores and stats and
Do you ever play
Netflix
live or
and
only videos? No, I play
that's
live.
not it. Let's see. Let's go to that was Twitch. No, X. I think I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. So yeah, looks like we're good over there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you're seeing what's happening, let me know your opinion in the chat. Let's see, scheduled 6 minutes, and we'll copy this. Save. And we'll just go live here. Why not, right? There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's see how many people we have on YouTube. We have 40 people on YouTube. If you could hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one, all that stuff. Also, if you want to check out my link for BTCC, if you guys are interested in, trading cryptocurrency consistently, let me actually click on the link because I don't have it up. I literally don't have anything up. I don't know why I'm not prepared today, but yeah, just wanted to jump on here. So yeah, if you want to check out my link for BTCC, feel free to do so. That link is in the chat. It's also in the description. If you specifically use my link, you will get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit. Extra bonuses up to $10,055. You can trade and get up to 40% lower trading fees, and also trade up to a 500x leverage. So whatever you choose to do, it could be a 2x leverage, 3x leverage, 500x leverage. Feel free to do that. The link to that is in the chat of YouTube. It's not in the chat of Twitch or X. I didn't get around to doing that yet. But yeah, feel free to check that out. Link is in the chat, and you guys can get all of those different benefits. Also, there's a giveaway going on there. So if you sign up, deposit, and trade using my link, you can get up to, or actually not up to, you can get 500 USDT. They're giving it away to two different people, 1,000 USDT, and this is between December 5th and December 31st. So feel free to check that out. Again, link is in the chat. But we're seeing some interesting things that are happening with Terra Classic. And a lot of people are excited about it. When you have Terra Classic in the news, when you have any type of movement there, you typically will get a lot of FOMO that comes in. And you're going to see it up, 50%, 60%, 100%, and so on and so forth, right? So I've been excited for the last couple of days because, my Terra Luna Classic, especially the ones that I bought recently, it looks really, really good, right? The 50 million that I bought recently looks really, really good. But the 50 million that I had prior to that still looks good because I bought it at a much lower level. It's just this looks a little bit better because it's like what I bought is up 100+%. So, anyways, yeah. How's everybody doing today? Let's check the chat. Let's see what people are saying. And then we'll go into some more and see where Terra Luna Classic is this morning. Good evening. It's the morning for me, but good evening to you. And good morning. Both. Did you see that big candle wick down this morning? About 850%. Big candle wick down 850%. You can't go 850% down. You can't. You can go 100% down. That means you're completely at zero, but you can't go any more than that. So I don't know. No, I didn't see the candle wick this morning. I'm literally just hopping on and seeing where Terra Classic is and Terra 2.0 is, and looking at different news and stuff like that. So no, I didn't see that candle wick. Do they have? They probably have something on Twitter about it. Um, happy to see you, sir. Well, thank you. I think I'm happy to see you guys here as well. I'm always grateful to have people in the chat and consistently contributing to the conversation, right? That's what it's about. Guys, we have 64 people here. If you can get me up to 30 likes, that would be amazing. We're currently at 13 likes. Luna to the moon, absolutely. I mean, depending on what you believe the moon is, like, I think some of these, prices that we've already seen it at, looking at billions of dollars worth of market cap, a lot of people counted it out. Now, when it comes to it being a crazy high price, like a $119 price point, so many things have to happen for that to happen. But it's not completely, out the window. Like, I'm not completely writing it off, saying that these things won't happen because the likelihood is not. But that's the thing. It's like if you can see potential at 119, you see more potential at 100. If you see more potential at 100, you see more potential at 50. If you see more potential at 50, you see a crazy amount of potential at $1, right? So, and what you're holding could be worth so much more as you understand all of that potential. Do you know what I mean? So, that's the way that I live my life through investing. Very simply, where I'm looking at the max opportunity. Okay, that max opportunity, what's the percentage chance of that happening? Well, percentage chance of that happening is maybe 1%. Well, now what's the percentage chance of 50% of that price? Well, maybe we could see that at like a 10%, right? 20%, something like that, right? So that's the way that I live through investing and thrive through investing, and it's been working so far, so I'm not mad at it. I wonder how big the upcoming Binance burn will be with the volume that we have now. Interesting. I actually haven't seen what their burns have been lately because I haven't been paying like super close attention to it. I've had it, but I haven't been paying super close attention to that. So let me go over to, I forget what it is. It's lunicmetrics.com, I think. Do they still update that? So in the last 7 days, we've seen 1.8 billion that's been burned. So we just saw the burn for last month's volume in the I guess not in the last 7 days. It actually would have been more time than that because it usually happens on the first, right? So let me scroll down. Let's see if I could find this. Scroll down and see what we have here. So for Terraform Labs, we've seen a 249 million, or sorry, 249 billion. That's 58%. Yeah, Binance, this is the top burner. So Terraform Labs has burned more. We're 249 billion versus the Binance 75 billion that's there. But I want to see what has happened recently, not what the top burners are. I haven't looked at this website in a while, so maybe they changed some things. Top burners, dashboard, explore. Not top burners. I just want to see Binance. Let's see Binance burns, because then we can see what they've burned recently. So on the first, they burned 562 million coins. And the 1st of November, 652, 356 on the 1st of October. So it wasn't a lot. You definitely didn't see a lot of volume. On the 1st of September, 455. So it hasn't been up in the billions in a while. I would imagine with the volume that we're seeing now, with the millions and millions of dollars worth of volume, and even majority of that, I believe, going through Binance, right? To go through markets and see what the volume was. Volume is $86 million. Well, actually adding in the $30 million. So you're, looking at 120 something million dollars. Yeah, so 116, something like that. Thank you to anybody who's joining the live on TikTok. We haven't been live or even posted on TikTok in a while, so I was just like, you know what? Let me put this up as well, since I have my phone here. I'll tell you what, the battery is dying very, very quickly. I think I was on my phone this morning quite a bit, so let's see if I can charge it or keep it charged. There you go. Now we're moving. All right, so we got 60 people that are here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So again, with the volume that we're seeing here today, you know, $100+ million in Binance, we should see. I think they're still doing only 50%, not 100% of the fees. So, yeah. But I do want to see a lot more burns. I feel like if we can find a way, if there is a foolproof way to where we can burn down this overall supply, the circulating supply as well as the total supply, that will get us to some of the prices that we want to see, as well as being able to establish the utility that we want to see and re-enable the algorithm that we want to see and repeg USTC and all of that stuff, right? So it's still in the cards. It's just, you know, whether it actually is going to happen and whether we're going to be able to put something together for that to happen. I'll continue with the chat, then we'll go into where Terra Classic is. 72 people that are here, hit the like button, get me up to 40 likes. That would be amazing. I think right now we're at 32 likes, so not too far away. Let's see. I wonder how big, I read that. Lunic is being priced with a great delay on Kraken. I mean, in many cases, we've seen pretty decent delays, right? I've even seen that on MetaMask. MetaMask is showing me a price that's much higher or much lower depending on where it was, you know, maybe 10 minutes ago or so. But yeah, I think, yeah, we've seen that. Lunic to $1 before 2030. This will come to pass. I would love to see it. I'm not banking on it. Because I have so much room for growth before that, and I established my exit plan, or at least talked about what that exit plan is, and majority of that is happening before we even reach that level of $1. However, we'll still have a lot left on the table. I think I want to maybe update some things so that maybe I'm still not being as greedy, you know, because I don't like to be greedy. I like to make sure that I accept. Thank you for liking, everybody that's liking on, or anybody that's liking on TikTok. I appreciate it. But where was I going with that? I don't know where my head was at the moment. Yeah, I don't like to be greedy, so my exit plan will basically establish it, and I've gone through this, right? My exit plan will mainly sell a lot of it at lower levels. So I'm selling a lot to kind of gain a little bit. But in the end, as we get to, not in the end, but when in the higher level, 3-cent level, we're looking at a potential, right? I got to change that. It's 5.5 billion, 5.5 trillion. Sorry, this is all out of whack. It's about 5.5 trillion. So if we got to the 1-cent level, it would be a $55 billion market cap. At a 3-cent level, it would be a $165 billion market cap, which is a lot to ask for. But if you did get to that level, whether we saw burns or not, that would be $1 million that I could be able to gain from that throughout my processes of taking profit. Now, I could be a little bit less greedy because in the end, as we get up to $1, I'll have 1 million that's left. I would love to have maybe 10 million that's left and then function off of the 90 million that I have to take a short-term profit. So then when it gets to about that level of $1 or $2 or whatever, I'm not being super greedy by having 100 million, but I still do have 10% of my supply left on the table. So that may end up changing. My process may end up changing in how much I take early on versus how much I take in the end, because you can see as we get to the end here, I'm taking a very small amount in order to gain me hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of dollars. So it's tough when you're giving up so much at such an early stage just to secure profits and your initial investment, and who knows how long from here to here is going to take. You know what I mean? So, anyways, thank you for liking away on TikTok. Thank you for liking away on YouTube. I haven't even checked Twitch yet, but I appreciate anybody that's watching that does take the opportunity to step over here. It doesn't even say that I'm live. Oh, there we go. All right, so the one viewer that's over on Twitch, I appreciate you for watching. Anybody that's watching on X as well, thank you for being here. If you're commenting, thank you for commenting. Looking at scores and stats. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to listen to my own voice. Is it Toby Night Shift? Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And how are you doing? We got 3 viewers that are over on Twitch now. Let me know what's on your mind about cryptocurrency or Terra Classic, or honestly, anything. You've got a flash goal? I don't even know what that means. Indeed, we have seen some damn fast moves. We have. Matthew, which major exchange allows to set up high price selling orders for Lunix? So right now, I don't have any major exchange that I hold my Lunix on, that I plan on doing anything with Lunix specifically. I have mine on MetaMask. I don't have it on Kraken anymore because Kraken is planning on delisting it. I don't know if they're going to fully go through with that. It would suck if they didn't. I mean, it would suck if they did, and it would also suck if they didn't. Because it would suck if they didn't, because I moved my Terra Luna, well, didn't move it, but I sold and then rebought my Terra Luna Classic. So if I was to see that Kraken was like, oh, never mind, we're not going to delist Lunix. Now I would, if I wanted to have it on that exchange to have easy access to just selling it and, going about my day, I would need to sell and rebuy again, because over here it's on the Binance smart chain. Over here it's on the Terra Classic chain. So yeah, I don't have any major exchanges. I believe Uphold allows you to buy it. You can't send it anywhere, but I believe they allow you to buy it. For crypto.com, I'm pretty sure they allow you to buy it. You just can't send it over there. Kraken, I think they stopped purchases like buys and sells, and they're not allowing you to transfer to them, or you can transfer out, but you can't transfer to them. Yes, there's a big glitch on the Trust wallet as well. Seeing a different price. I'm well bullish on Lunix, that in 3 to 4 years, we can see it to $1. I don't disagree with you. I think we can. Things have to happen in order to see that happen. Do you know what I mean? We have to have a lot that happens for us to reach some of these higher tier levels that we believe it should be at or can get to. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a major glitch on Trust Wallet and other wallets, was showing that the price went down 80 to 100%. And I think it's just a glitch. Yeah, definitely had to have been. Hopefully nobody sold at that level. What up, Matt? What's going on? GC, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the live as well. And thank you for sending the rose. I appreciate it. Not financial advice. Is there a minimum to have in Lunix? Is there a minimum like amount you should have? I think at these levels, it's not ridiculous to have a million Terra Luna Classic, right? what would that be, like $65 at the moment, or $650 to have them? It's probably $650. No, it's probably $65 or so to have a million. Right? Am I doing math right? So yeah, and then if you had 10 million, it'd be 650. If you have 100 million, it's 6,500 or so dollars. So yeah, I think to have a minimum of a million would be great. To have kind of at least a normal level, I think, of somewhere between 5 to 10 million would be even better. And that would get you would be looking at about $300 to $650, so which wouldn't be bad at all. I think that's not absurd to say. Like, if I was like, oh, the minimum that you should have is 100 million Terra Luna Classic, like, you're going to spend $6,500 just out of nowhere. I wouldn't expect anybody to just jump and go, oh, 6,500. Again, all of this, it's my opinion on whether where I believe Terra Luna Classic is going to be. It's hot as everything down here for some reason. I would think that as I look at Terra Luna Classic, this is all my opinion on where I believe that Terra Classic is going to be in the end. But I also have an exit plan that's going to be fully established as we see it move up. As we see it drop zeros, you'll see me take profits, right? It's not about, oh, Terra Luna Classic's getting to $1, so I'm going to have 100 million at $1. No. As it gets to certain places, it is healthy. It is only healthy to find highs and sell portions at those highs, because you're going to see fluctuation. Every investment that you make, you're going to see fluctuation. You're going to see it go up. It's going to get to a high point. People are going to go, oh, you know what? I got a decent amount of profit. And then it's going to go down. It's going to retrace a little bit because people started to sell some. If you decided to go, all right, 0.0001 is the highest level that it's getting, right? A $550 million market cap. If you decided that and everybody decided to sell at that moment, it comes down very, very far, right? Not just a simple 20 to 25% retracement. We're talking about, 15 to 25% retracement. Typically, it's within that range, depending how fast it moved. Not just that normal level, but 50% and 60% because so many people sold at those levels. If the same thing happens where we're just pushing for it to get to $1, it gets to that dollar, everybody decides to sell off, or a lot of people decide to sell it because they have millions of dollars. Great for them, but you see it drop insanely fast. You have to establish an exit plan to sell at spots where maybe people aren't going to sell as much. Do you know what I mean? Right? If you have a level to where it's like, all right, I'm going to accept 10% of a penny, and 10% of a penny, I'll be happy with that. That would be 0.001. I'll have $100,000 at that point, if at 10% of a penny. And let's say you wanted to take 10,000, you can take 10,000, right? It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to break Classic Chain. It's not going to break the overall system because you sold 10%. But if you sell 100%, that's where maybe it starts to break the system a little bit, because now you see liquidations. You see more mass sell-offs because they see somebody sold 100 million Terra Luna Classic. So it's a tricky thing, right? Investing is tricky because it's more about what people are going to do rather than just like only what you do. You know what I mean? You're part of those people, but what do you believe other people are going to do? If you think everybody else is going to sell off, you want to win just like they want to win. So what's going to happen? You're going to sell off everything. They're going to sell off everything. Everything starts to fall down. Who wins in the end is whoever gets out first. It's a kind of a player versus player situation. Someone, Mr. David, told me, I think telling me or somebody else, I don't know, to shut the fuck up. Okay. Perfect. Thanks. Appreciate that. True Binance always burns the first. Yeah. They burn the first of the month, but the volume is up like 15x. Yeah, so we're going to see some burns not only from Binance but elsewhere, but I want to see what they end up burning in we're going to have to wait an entire, well, not an entire month, maybe 2 quarters or 2/3 of the month at this point. Yeah, because it's the 10th right now. Time is absolutely flying. We have my daughter's basketball team has 4 practices until their first game, and they have a break in between, so me and my daughter can work on some things. But to work on it as a team and go over plays and stuff like that as third and fourth graders, I feel like they need a lot more time than 4 practices. We went over a play which I called 6-7. So we went over a play. It's just fun for them to. I feel as though if last year when I gave them a regular play call, I'm glad we have this, but I feel as though I gave them a regular play call, they weren't loud, right? They would be like blue or white or whatever. But now, I gave the play call at 6-7. Everybody wants to call it, even people that aren't bringing the ball up. They're like, I want to call it. Let me play Harper's position, even though they don't know what to do in her position. I'm like, let's stick to where we're at. Let's figure this out. And then when we sub out and everything like that, we'll make sure that somebody knows how to bring the ball up and call the play. But it's been great. We're going to have to do one play for 1 week because it seems to be a lot. But yeah, let me show you where Terra Luna Classic is right now. For anybody that's on TikTok, you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear me talk about it, which is also great. Currently, Terra Luna Classic sits at 0.000065, right? It is at a 137% increase over the week. 137% increase over this week. Absolutely amazing. Seeing a lot of volume, $316 million worth of volume. The circulating supply still sits around the same of or total supply, 6.47 trillion, and circulating is at 5.49 trillion. Volume to market cap ratio is 85%, showing how much popularity it does have. And what's crazy, it wasn't even like a major thing to why we're seeing this level of volume. It's like once Terra Luna Classic's in the news, it starts to grow from there, and you start to see the movement there. So things have been great there. Over the last 24 hours, it is up by 6.6%. You can see, I guess some people were talking about this right here, where it dropped down to a point like 506 versus being at the 40 level 6. So something happened that it was a glitch, or something happened in general, but that looks crazy, and I don't think that was true. But with the movement, we're currently sitting at a $363 million market cap versus the $1 billion or multiple $1 billion market cap that we were at in 2023, at the end of 2023. And now in 2025, people think that we're going to see the same thing that we saw not last year, but the year before that, where Terra Classic ran a heavy amount, like hundreds of percent. And it could be the case. Your circulating supply says 5.5 billion, not trillion. What? That is true. This is in the millions, so it should be multiples of that. Thank you for letting me know. That's still 550 billion. Yeah, I was looking at it like these were millions, but these are billions now. So 165 billion. It's still the same concept. It's just the numbers were off. I was going through the reason why this was lower and why it was at the 5.5 or 550 billion or 500 billion is because I was going through scenarios to where if we did burn off the certain supply, then that's where we would see the overall market cap and where we can get to at higher market cap. So yeah, that's the whole reason why that was. But thank you for letting me know. I wasn't going to save it anyway, so it would have went back to what it was supposed to be at, which is 5.5 trillion. But again, thank you for letting me know. But yeah, I mean, being at the a 406 level, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity, right? Being at the 402 level would have been better, but most people, like if I would have made either a live stream or a video, you wouldn't have as many people that are like, should I buy Terra Luna Classic now that it's up 130% over the last week? And I'm like, I never try and chase things, but if you have no Terra Luna Classic, it is not horrible to have Terra Luna Classic at these prices. It is just not the best opportunity that you could have had. Because if you would have gone back 7 days, you would have been able to have it at a much lower level and be positive for the longest period of time. Because if this does come back down, maybe 40% or 30% or something like that, at this price, you are down a significant amount, right? Because you're buying here, it decreases and retraces a little bit, and now you're down. However, if you bought a week ago when I was still talking about it, I wouldn't make as many videos about it because you don't have as much popularity or as much conversation that's happening about it. Because I'll make a video and it'll get like 2,000 views because of the lack of volume that's happening in it. But now the volume is higher, so more people want to know what's going on with it. Should I buy it? Should I own it? All those different types of things. And if you don't have it, it's not a bad price to own. Just know that there is room below it, just like there's room above it. So you have to be willing to accept that it's not going to be just all rainbows, unicorns, butterflies, and pots of gold or Skittles. Doesn't matter, right? It's not going to be all of that. It's going to be a sprinkle in of maybe some negativity, and that's fine. In about 97, maybe 95 of my positions that I've owned have all been negative before they've been positive. And some of them are negative now. Actually, a few of them are negative now. Oh, you asked me 2 questions. I could have just said yes, but now I have to reply. Ask me one question and then I can go yes or no. Do we have wrapping paper? Yes. Do we have labels? No. Now I have to answer 2 questions. Um, uh, where can I buy Lunic? Uh, I can in crypto, Coinbase, or Robinhood. You can't in. I think you can buy it in crypto.com, but you can't buy it in Coinbase or Robinhood. You can own it on MetaMask if you have a MetaMask wallet. I buy it on the BNB chain, and you can own it there. That's where I bought it the first time when I bought 63. There's a 60 plus million coins for $43. That's where I bought it the first time, and I own it there now with 103 million. It's understandable. You did buy more coins in the drop, or did wait? You did buy more coins. I did, yes. Binance monthly has been around 500 million on their monthly, but the daily burns are pretty much all coming from Binance wallet movements. Interesting. Um, Kelvin Uphold has it. Uphold does have the ability to buy. You can't transfer to it, but Uphold has the ability to buy it. I read that. Um, it is since Kraken is delisting. So stupid. So now all I've seen is Uphold. Yeah, I mean, and wallets as well, individual wallets. In New York City yesterday, they had a picture and in Times Square when I was walking, I seen a picture of Luna Classic. It may be the ball drop for the new year. You think Luna Classic is going to be the ball drop for the new year? That would be amazing, but I don't know. Who's paying for that? Perry, do you know any other exchanges in the US besides Uphold that sells Lunic after the Kraken delisting? So, again, I think crypto.com. So let me go over here really quick because I still have crypto.com up. I think I could type in Luna Classic and I'm pretty sure you can buy it on there. No. I'm pretty sure you can buy it. So if I did it from cash and I wanted to buy, I don't know, 1,000. Maybe it's not letting me. Look. It lets you buy Terra. Terra 2. You can buy that. I guess you can't. You can't even buy it on crypto.com. They have it listed, but you can't do anything with it. If you hold it there, you hold it there. And I think you can send it or sell it. So let me go back to here. So it looks like you can't even sell it. No coin selected. They have the ability to view it, but you can't do anything with it. So no, I don't know of any major exchanges that in the US that you can buy Terra Luna Classic on. Again, I have it on MetaMask, and that's pretty much it. It says that in the crypto.com exchange, so if you had the exchange, if you have the access to the exchange, which in the US we don't, you would be able to trade Lunic for USDT. You can also use BTCC as well. Give me a second. Let me bring up the markets for BTCC. And let me see. Let me go to Lunic. Yeah, you can also use BTCC if you wanted to, right? You can do a 1x leverage, which would be trading outright, and you could buy as much Terra Luna Classic as you want. Yeah. But I would do this for leverage trading, but the problem is that I've already seen it lower than where it is today. So I know that if I did a 2x leverage, that's the lowest leverage or the lowest leverage you can do with borrowing money, if that makes sense. If it drops 50%, I lose everything that I've invested. So if I decided to do that here today, I know that it can drop 50% because it just rose over 100%. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to make that move because I can't really just let it ride out. If it drops 50%, I lose it, right? And I get liquidated. So if you owned it outright by doing a 1x leverage, meaning it's just what you decide to buy, that would be you owning 100% of it, you know? Guys, we have 127 people here. If you can hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button if you can. I really need a cough. It's like I need to constantly clear my throat here, and it's not clearing. Perry, do you know any? Oh, I read that. Do you? Where was I? I'm way far behind, ain't I? Glad you're back talking about Lunic. Miss you, mate. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that. Yep, SHIB Japan rumor is legit. What are we talking about? All Trump coins, the whole USA is dead. Yes, would explain how they both go to $1. They would have to eat up most of the supply because it would be held in reserve. We need some money printing. That would be no issue. So many people are going to sell SHIB so early, missing out. Okay. who is able to use Terra Station right now. It's been down since July, so I haven't had my Terra Classic over on Terra Station in, I guess it would be years at this point. Right? I didn't want to, um one, I didn't want to be a validator at all. Two, I didn't want to uh stake it there because I felt as though all of the places that I was staking just didn't want to, or didn't want to vote the way that I wanted to vote at all. So it was like me against the world in a way. I was just like, I don't care, right? For the pennies that I'm getting in extra Terra Luna Classic, it's not worth it. I'd rather have it over in a place to where I can, focus on my exit plan, because it seems like the community is completely divided. So I was like, I'm not gonna be a part of that. Um, yes, they will get shaken out. Likely the plan. Do you think the the melt up for SHIB will start this year or next? Or you're talking to gun broker? I used it every day in the UK and in the Android app. It is an occasional glitch, but mostly works. Lunic to the moon. Bro, I need some advice. Well, I can give you advice to an extent, but I'm not giving anybody exactly financial advice, because it's all up to you on whether you're going to make those moves. I just give you the information. I think it will trend with the market, but I can't say for certain when they announce it. It'll go parabolic. Um, my Terra Station was not working. Transfer to Kepler Wallet, working great. I heard about Kepler Wallet. I haven't ever looked into it. I talked about it in my last video though. Japan is really going to do it. Buying more SHIB. Thanks for confirming. Okay. Bro, still needing some advice. If you can help me out. I'm just going through the chat. I feel like I'm way behind. I tend to give these long-winded answers, and even right now, I'm kind of going longer than I should. What's up, Matt? The Lunic push is kind of crazy. In my experience, I bought around the same time as you. Lunic L2s have given me crazy profits, pending the lack of interest in Lunic over the years. Yeah, I mean, I think things have been pretty great recently, and most people will just write things off. They'll just say, this is dead. It's not going to be worth anything. And a lot of times when people are saying that, it makes me think like, all right, I need to, sorry, I'm reading something. I need to purchase more, right? I need to be greedy. If people are being fearful, I want to be greedy. Give me a second over here. Wait, I think I'm in. Oh wait, you know what? I don't think I can. I don't think I can play ball. I actually have to. I want to play basketball though. I don't think I have the time though. That's the problem. Anyways, let me go back to. Sorry, that was out of commission. Over on TikTok, at least. But I think that's true, right? When you look at what people say and how people treat the position, like, I know the popularity is there. I know that the amount of people, that doesn't just go away, right? And when you see a true altcoin season, which we haven't seen with Terra Luna Classic at the level that it's at now, we only saw the movement in a down market. Terra Luna Classic went all the way down to 6 zeros and a 6, right? And I know some people say that they didn't even see that, right? It got to 6 zeros and a 6, and that's why I was able to buy, 60 plus million with only $43. And I would have bought way more if I could, but they wouldn't let me. But it never experienced a true altcoin season, especially with this supply level and this level of popularity. So what's going to happen with Terra Luna Classic? I would think it's going to be much more than what we saw in the bear market. And then even as 2023 happened and Lunic was running, that still wasn't altcoin season, right? We were still looking for altcoin season to happen, and it still didn't happen, right? It went from 2021 all the way to where we are now at 2025, to where it seemed like the bear market is the bear market for everything else besides Bitcoin, really, and maybe XRP now, and some other things. Everything else really hasn't experienced the levels that it should be at, right? Shiba Inu at levels of $40+ billion, Dogecoin at a $100 billion market cap plus. Seeing AVAX and Cosmos and Atom and so many other things. We haven't experienced that. It's been multiple years for this bear market to happen. And while it technically is a bull market from when Bitcoin started running at the end of 2023 to where we are now, it hasn't jumped to now being altcoin season, right? That money hasn't trickled down to everything else in the market, meaning that we have that still to come. And when that does come, it's going to be massive. Pause. About 3.5 years. When are you coming back to Red Pill community? What are we talking about? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. You can also swap Lunic on Tangent Wallet. That's how I've gotten it. Oh, can you sell it? I'm never coming back. I hear haters. Bro, I need some advice, but not regretting Terra Luna. Can you help me out? Yes, I can help you out. I just have to go through it and see where your comment is. It would not let you buy, is based on what state you're in. Let me see if I can increase the size of this text here. Oh, that's not the right thing. There we go. We got 136 people here. If you can get me to 100 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. We're at 89 likes, so 11 likes away. Yeah. Let me see. I'd rather talk about crypto. That's why I started a secret crypto YouTube channel. Okay. I have some through the Coinage, Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase wallet can be used as well. I've gotten it there too. Haven't touched it and left it there, but not sure what to do. Please advise. If any of you seen this or what I would do in this situation. Could be the spike we are looking for. I mean, I hope so. I hope you're right, brother. Yeah, I hope I'm right as well. Look, I mean, nobody is 100% right. You sent 2 messages. We'll send another one to let me know what you were talking about, because I kind of skipped. I seem to be all out of place here. Thank you, everybody anybody that's liking on TikTok and anybody that's here. If you have any questions about cryptocurrency, if you have any cryptocurrency, feel free to ask away. Also on YouTube, thank you for hitting the like button. We are 2 likes away from 100 likes. So please hit that like button. Get me up there. I appreciate it. Also, if you want to check out my link for BTCC, this is the BTCC platform where you can trade up to a 500x leverage. If you specifically use my link, you will get extra bonuses up to $10,055, and you can get 10% bonus on your first time deposit. But also, if you deposit, trade, sign up, deposit, and trade, you will be entered to win a giveaway of 500 USDT over on BTCC. So feel free to check that out. It's a tongue twister, I guess. Crypto has been up and down for me. Investing in 2x to 50x. Can't find a way to make it stable. I don't think crypto is ever classified as stable. Not now. Definitely not now, because it's a very speculative market. So for crypto, you can see fluctuations of 100% up and then see it drop 50% after, right? Or see it stay still and then still drop 40 to 50%. There's so much speculation, so many things that are happening that it's very difficult to have that stability or treat it as a stable market. We cannot treat it the same way we do the stock market, right? The stock market, the stock market is like super, it can be volatile depending what you invest into. But when you invest into things like the S&P 500, or you invest into broader market index funds or ETFs, you can have that stability. For the crypto market, you have no stability right now. And when you do have stability, just know that all of these wild gains that we expect to see, 100, 215, 100, 1,000, 700,000, whatever, right? However much percent we expect to see, we won't see that in a stable market. So stability, it's something that I ask for, but after we see the movement, the explosions to much higher levels, right? So I've been investing at much lower leverages because of the way that I look at it and know that it's not stable. And I try and make whatever I'm investing into a little bit more stable, but with the thought like, oh, 500x leverage or 50x leverage, I can make so much more, but you can also lose everything that you put in there. So it's tough. It's a tough battle that we have. Do Kwon sentencing coming up in a couple of days. Rate cuts too, and the burns. Let's go. And whatever judge says, hope he needs to pay billions back to repeg USTC and Lunik together. 1 cent incoming. I'm hype about that. I would love to see that. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited for it. The unknown is what makes it interesting. Gotta go. God bless Matthew Perry and everyone on here. Great stuff is coming. No fear. Thank you for saying that, Forbidden Planet 7777. I appreciate you. Question. My Luna is on Kraken. I still have a Tracer 5 cold wallet. They don't support it. Where do I move it to, or can you recommend a cold wallet that supports it, please, Perry? So I don't know of a cold wallet that does support it. I don't know if Ledger does. Maybe it does. I mean, I would imagine it probably does. But the only thing that I would recommend at the moment, right? Someone mentioned Kepler Wallet. I haven't actually checked it out, so I would half recommend it. But the thing that worked for me is not necessarily moving it. It's more of buying and selling it over here. Now, that's only if you have the funds to buy the same amount that you had before, right? So if you had 100 million, do you have $6,000 to buy on MetaMask, right? If you don't, then it's tough for you to just send it, right? And that's where I would struggle, is trying to send it to a place. So you want to find the best course of action to do so. And some people mention Kepler, some people mention Uphold, but Uphold, you can't send it. You can only buy on that platform. So if you're in the US, it might be a little bit tough or tougher to grab or hold on to your Terra Luna Classic, because you don't want to send it to the station wallet. It seems like it's out of commission. Nothing's really going right. I don't want to do that. And you can't send it to Coinbase. You can't send it to crypto.com. You can't have it on Kraken. So you have to find another option. Now, I don't know that if I go over to, let me see. Let me come over here and let me go to my wallet really quick on BTCC wallet, and we'll look for, I don't know, we'll look for Lunik. So you could, it looks like you can transfer your Lunik over to here. So let me see if I could find it. Oh, wait, it doesn't look like you can. I thought it showed that you could transfer it over here. Withdraw, convert, deposit suspended. So if you wanted to deposit, it's been suspended for deposits in BTCC as well. So you can leverage trade it and do all of that, but it seems like you cannot do You cannot send it from Kraken or any other place over to BTCC. So there's definitely, it's going to be tricky. And the best course of action that I've had is just to buy it and sell it. Buy it over on MetaMask for me, and then sell it over on Kraken. No, I don't want to do that. I want to look at the full thing. Open full screen. So yeah, I have my Terra Luna Classic as we see it. Look, I look at my Terra Luna Classic, which again, MetaMask is showing me a much different price than what the actual price is. It's showing me an 8.5 price versus coin market cap showing me a 6.6 price. So if I was to sell this here, and that's the thing that I was seeing when I first bought my Terra Luna Classic. I was seeing that the price was wildly different, and I was able to buy it for a much lower price than what CoinMarketCap said it was at. So I don't know if that's true or if it's wrong or if it's right. I don't know. Maybe to Margex. I don't think they have it on Margex either, because it is an overseas site. Maybe. Yeah, potentially. There are some accesses you can have to overseas sites, but the overseas sites are a little bit risky because you're not supposed to have access to them. So when it does come to the point where you have, or they realize you have access to it, and they cut off that access, what happens to it, right? Do you lose the money that's in the account, or do you lose all of your gains? And we've seen that where people have gotten the money back that they've invested, but they lost all of the gains that they got because of the fact that they were trading on a site that they weren't allowed to trade on, right? So, or not necessarily weren't allowed to trade on, but just, let's leave it at that. Weren't allowed to trade on. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think they even have the ability to trade Lunic as well. I haven't checked. Let's see. Yeah, so MetaMask is showing me a much higher price than where this stands. And maybe we look at the prices and they'll be wildly different here, but Binance shows 6.6 while it's sitting at 6.5. Bybit shows 6.5. Can I sort by the prices? Oh, that's, well, Luna. I guess this depends on what it's also transferring to. CoinEx, for some reason, shows 21 cents with an asterisk. That would be amazing if we saw 21 cents. But no, that's not the case. HCC also has auto compounding when staking with HCC on Lunic Dash. Don't know what that is. This is the guy that lost all of his money on Jasmy. Me, I lost all my money on Jasmy. I still have a lot of money in Jasmy, and I still have positivity in Jasmy. I lost all my money. I bought it 40% of a penny. It currently sits at 70% of a penny. I don't know. Is that higher or is that lower? Please tell me. It's all loud when you think that you're right. And when you see any type of negativity, you're super loud. But when you see positivity and JasmyCoin is up to 6 cents again, and 10 cents and 50 cents, the silence is louder than anything. The silence is deafening. How? You bought last year when it was higher. I bought last year when it was higher. I bought like 4 years ago. I bought JasmyCoin like 4 years ago. It's crazy. It's crazy to say that it's been that long, but I bought it such a long time ago at 40% of a penny. And I wanted to buy more at 30% of a penny. I've been buying JasmyCoin while it was at the lowest prices that it possibly was at. It's been a long time. I don't know if it's been 4 years, but it's been a very long time. I want to go to my Coinbase account really quick. Crypto. Jasmy. Do you see how JasmyCoin sits at 70% of a penny and how my average now is at the live will end? Why is the live going to end? For what reason? You see how it's at 70% of a penny and how my average cost now is at 54% of a penny because I just recently bought more at about 70% of a penny, right? I decided to put another 500,000 JasmyCoin in my portfolio. So I've been in it for a very long time and I'm still at an unrealized return of $2,420. I invested $4,000 to begin with, and then I decided to invest another 4,000 at about 70 something percent of a penny to then bring me up to 54% of a penny, which is still not a high price at all. I said that if it came down below 1 cent, that I would find the best opportunity to buy more because I would love to have more JasmyCoin. And guess what? I do. So I'm hype about it. You bought the FOMO and raised your cost average? I didn't buy any FOMO. I bought when it dropped down. I just recently bought. I bought $4,227 on November 17th. That was last month when it was at a very low price, right? I was like, okay, this is an opportunity. I didn't buy the FOMO. I didn't buy while it was at 1 cent. I didn't buy while it was at 2 cents. I didn't buy while it was at 6 cents. I held it at those prices because I know what it will be, and that's not my cost. That's not where I wanted to sell my position. So, I believe it will get back there and go a lot further, but that's just it's me. If you don't know things, if you don't know anything about my positions, just stop talking. Bro was getting 100K JasmyCoin for $200. Yeah. Uh, Tangent supports it. How many JasmyCoins do you have and do you recommend having? I have 1.5 million total. I have 1.4 in Coinbase and I have 100,000 sitting in my Ledger wallet. How much do I recommend? I mean, anywhere, if you can get to 100,000, 200,000, that would be great because then it would give you that ability to have that as it gets up to a level of $1, $100,000, $200,000, and it can also take profit as you move forward. If you can get to 1 million, that would be even better because now you have a lot of light at the end of that tunnel where there's a huge amount of promise and progress that it can make. To grow to much higher levels, even at a level of a penny or 2 cents, which is a $1 billion market cap, a level of 4 cents, which is a $2 billion market cap. It's been there before. It can get there again and will get there again. So, in my opinion, I think JasmyCoin is a great play. But, that's totally up to you on whether you see that or not. Matt, don't let these clowns bait you into proving, saying, or showing them anything. You owe no one anything. They talk because they're bitter or bothered. Yeah, I totally understand that. I just want to always, clarify not necessarily to them, but to other people that, I'm making some of these investments at levels and talking about them because I've been talking about them for a long time, not just mentioning it because they saw me for the first time. You know what I mean? So somebody new comes here and sees somebody that's like, hey, you invested at the high point. Well, no. And this explanation is not for you. It's for anybody else that's new and that cares about how long or my history in JasmyCoin, because those are the questions that they will have, where it's how long have you been investing in JasmyCoin? What do you think about it? Why do you invest in the JasmyCoin? How much do you have? All of these things, and I like to clarify up to an extent, right? I don't want to put everything out there, but I will show you specific positions depending on how much they're actually worth. I know you will keep losing your money while other coins making big gains. I won't. I won't. Because I'm not only invested in the Jasmine coin, first of all, I'm invested into things like AVAX, like Atom, like like ADA, like Litecoin, like Ethereum, like BNB, like CRO, Terra Luna Classic, Jasmine Coin, XRP, and many others. I have well over 30, and if we're counting some of the smaller dollar figures that I put into smaller coins, I have well over 100 plus cryptocurrencies in my possession. Right? I am well diverse. I am not as diverse as I was because of the growth of XRP and how much that has pushed my portfolio forward. But there's many other things that I have money in that I see the promise in. I see where they can grow. I see how much or what they can do maybe for the economy and all of that. So there's a lot more that I get out of that. Tell me SCHD declaration dividend announcement. I don't know what did they have an announcement for SCHD? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Just watching became #2 gift badge. Well, thank you for doing what you do. I don't know what that means, but thank you. So what do you think your best position is that you bought in last week that will excel? So for crypto, I'm not really making any major investments at the moment, right? I'm more sitting on what I own to capture profit in the altcoin season. There are some things that have great opportunities. And for me, I have a decent amount of positions that are currently in the negative, right? And I don't expect them to stay there because we haven't seen altcoin season truly thrive. And when altcoin season does happen, whether it's the end of this year and in this month, or it's next year, or it's even the year after that, or even further, right? I will be sitting there and waiting for those times to come, right? And other things I'll be able to take profit from as they do excel with ETFs and with usage and with conversations and with reserves and all that stuff. But right now, I haven't made any recent investment in any cryptocurrency as far as I know. I think the last one that I made might have been like a month ago. It was JasmyCoin. And then before that, I may have bought a little bit more, or I bought SUI and I put that in my possession. So, and I bought a little bit more of that. So SUI is going to be a good one. I don't know where that stands right now. SUI stands at about $1.60, which I am up on my SUI position because I bought at $1.34. But it currently sits at a $6 billion market cap. Total supply is 10 billion, which the fully diluted value would be 16 billion. I think that it can hover over that if it did add all that supply out there, but you are looking at a higher price than when I bought. Let me go back here and let me just bring up SUI and how much I am up at the moment. So with it being at $1.60, $1.61, I am up 51 or $510 or 18% of what my investment was, which is great, right? 2000 SUI, I think it can go a lot further than where it stands here today, and I can be able to gain a lot in the end as well. So yeah, that was my latest investment, I think, maybe. November 21st. Yeah. November 21st was my latest investment into SUI, into any cryptocurrency. Nothing last week, nothing before that. Um, just kind of waiting it out and waiting for the altcoin season to truly happen. Matthew, we need to sit down and go over this. I hate to see someone down this bad. Who? Those passionate Shiba Inu videos were funny, bro. Um, you was right, but you was kind of tight about the ecosystem. No, I was pissed about the ecosystem, and I'm still pissed about the ecosystem. Shiba Inu had so much potential because of the hype and because of the popularity, and we let this all fail because of believing in this ecosystem dev team. I don't hate people ever. Like, there is a 99% chance now. It was a 100% chance. 100% chance that if I didn't like what you said or didn't like how you held yourself or whatever, like, it's not that I wouldn't like you, I wouldn't talk to you, I would talk to you and all of that, and I would never tell you like, oh, I hate you or anything like that. Like, there's things about people that I like and things about people that I don't like. There's things that I don't like about myself and things that I do like about myself. There is now a 99% chance that I will be okay with you and we will be cool. But I absolutely hate the ecosystem dev team. And I know most of them were just following orders to get whatever type of paycheck or money that they were planning on getting. But I absolutely despise all of them that were involved in it because they just continue to push out this like stupidity where it's like you're telling me that I can see with my own eyes. You're telling me that you are supporting Shiba Inu with everything that you build. And they're like, yeah, we're definitely doing that. How? And then they go on to say that they're supporting Shiba Inu by bringing attention to Shiba Inu. They are building Bone to bring attention to Shiba Inu. You realize that 100% of the people that invested into Bone were a part of Shiba Inu, had some sort of interest in Shiba Inu, bought the position of Shiba Inu, and now they're like, oh, we have this over here. You're not bringing any new people into this. You're bringing all of the same people that you had, and you're just trying to get money or over here so that you can make some money out of it. Okay? Same thing goes for Leash. You're bringing people from Shiba Inu over to here, right? The same thing goes for Shibarium, bringing people from Shiba Inu over to here. Anybody that's interested in Shiba Inu is going over here. All of that stuff. Nothing was coming back to Shib to help them out. If you look at the spider web, Shib was in the middle. It was the center of the ecosystem, and everything else was branching out to be created created to make money or be a money driver off of Shiba Inu. But nothing ever brought attention, never brought burning, never brought anything back to Shib itself. It was the center of the ecosystem, but it was just sitting there as like, I don't know, a pawn or something, right? It was giving off all of the aura, but it wasn't getting anything in return, right? I feel like the way that a lot of people and even me at times, like I looked at it and I was just like, all right, I guess I'll go with it because majority of the community is for it. They go and say things like anybody that's creating in Shib but is not approved by the Shib ecosystem dev team, that it's a scam. People that were building businesses to burn Shiba Inu, that were tailoring their business that was already established to support Shib because they believed in Shib. And they're saying that they are the scam artists when the Shib ecosystem dev team sold like 17 different types of NFTs to make money and give nothing back to the Shib ecosystem. Burn nothing, right? It's crazy. It's all just to pad their own pockets. It was to pad their own pockets. And now look where we are. Look where Shib is, because it's still in the same spot supply-wise. Maybe it still has that level of popularity and people still believe in it, but it's never going to have that ability to create a burn community like it did before. You had games, you had a coffee company, you had bigger entertainment, you had YouTube channels, you had random people that were looking to burn, you had sacrifices that were happening, you had so many things that were going for the community that all got shut down because they said that anybody that was creating something outside of their community was a scam. And then they go and tell me on live stream in an AMA that they don't control SHIB, in that anybody can create around SHIB, and we just have the largest ecosystem created around SHIB. But what you're doing is you're telling everybody is that any other community that's creating, any other person that's creating is a scam artist, when we are the ones that cared about it, and you, in fact, were the scam artist. They were speaking the loudest, and people believed them. And it freaking sucked. It really did. Sorry, I got off into a tangent because I hate them. I really do. There was so much promise, so much potential for that, and what? All right, I guess I have to figure out something else because I don't know what. All right, gotta love sponsorships, don't you? Come back to you like 3 months later. Oh, you know what? We need to fix this. This is where we need to go with this. You say, oh, we need to fix this. You fix that. They come back to you 3 months later, and it's like, well, we have something else. We want to. Okay. At this point, I don't even know if you're even gonna get any value from this video because it's like it makes no sense. But whatever you feel like. Hey, bro, I love the passion. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of passion for SHIB, and I had a lot of belief for where that was going. It was just they absolutely sucked. When SCHC gets paid the next dividend, when do they get paid the next dividend? It should be this month sometime. I think I might have it pending. Let me check. I don't have it pending. But, oh, you know what? I don't even have dividend selected. If I go back to September, I don't know exactly when, but I would imagine it would be soon. Where's that large dividend? It should be a really, really large dividend. So the last time I got paid was on September 29th. It was a day before the end of the month. So I would imagine it's going to be kind of the same thing, but I don't have the actual dividend payout. um, September 24th, 2025, June 25th, 2025, March 25th, 2025, and upcoming dates projected for December 10th, 2025. So today? Yeah, December 10th, 2025 is what they're saying, is that you should have the expected dividend today. So, yeah. I don't know exactly when, like what time, but I really don't care exactly what time. I just care that I actually get the payment. I get the dividend payment, which should be good. My last dividend payment for Charles Schwab was $458.99. So should be around that same level. Let me see what the one before that was. I know I didn't have as much. I think it was like 300 something. That's May. It was $340.38. So I receive a lot of dividends. I mean, yeah, I should, right? These are all my dividend payments. All my dividend payments for this year. A lot of different payments of 75, 90, $441. That was on June, or in June 30th. $441.67. And then the one after that was $458.99. So I should be receiving another decently sized dividend. What's pending? Anything pending? No, I don't have it pending. So I guess it's either just going to happen or it's going to get to a point where it's at a pending status. Um, are you the only person that bought Luna at a crazy low price? I mean, there was other people in the live stream that bought it with me because we were all shocked about how much I received because the price that it was showing on MetaMask was 5 zeros. It was 5 zeros and a 5 or something, and I guess it must have paused with the update. But as I went through and swapped for it, it it was giving me the price of 6 zeros, and I was just ecstatic, and so many other people were as well. And they were like, I profited tens of thousands of dollars from this while I only profited thousands. And I was like, I'll profit. Honestly, if I'm profiting thousands from tens of dollars that I'm putting in there, like $43, I mean, I'll take that any day of the week. If I was profiting hundreds from that, I would take that any day of the week. So I don't think I'm the only person, but I'm definitely the only person that was live streaming at the time for sure. What's that from? Oh, Robinhood? Yeah. Which one got the 400 something dollar dividend? So I have SCHD. SCHD is a Charles Schwab U.S. dividend equity ETF. I have about $50,000 that's invested into there. That's a very large portion of my portfolio, my dividend portfolio. I have 26% of my portfolio. And in the past 2 years, in the total time that I've had it, it's only up $458 or 1%. But the dividends that I've been able to receive over the past 2 years have been massive. So I can show you that. I know we're not here to talk about dividends, but I do, like, that's what I typically do after I make money from cryptocurrency. If I have anything extra, a good amount that's extra, I'll throw it into my dividend portfolio, right? That's kind of what I wanted to do because I want to be able to live off my dividends. So it was SCHD. I currently have about $49,000 sitting in there. And my projected dividends is about $427.63. It's supposed to be a 3.46% dividend. I think it's actually, it might be a little bit lower or higher at the moment. But $427.63, and the last payment was $458.99. The total that I received over the year is $1,241.04. So I've been able to gain $400 and also make about 1,000 some odd dollars from this. Overall, in dividends, I received about $6,000 in dividends for the past year, plus the gains that I've received in my overall portfolio, which primarily have come from, let me go back here, primarily have come from like FDVV and some more tech related positions. But overall, I've been able to gain in the past year to date, it's been about $11,000 that I've been able to gain, or 6%, plus the $6,000, which should be $7,000 the end of the year. So I just want to see growth, and I want to be able to gain, because if you can gain an average of 10%, which I'm not gaining an average of 10% over the last 2 years, I gained an average of 5%. The market kind of tanked on me and then recovered a little bit, but you see that consistency in the trend line it up. But if I would have had my money in tech rather than in many other things, like SPHD or SCHD is primarily invested into energy and consumer defense. healthcare, right? Technology is 10%. But if you look at something like a like TDIV, which I do have now, TDIV, don't know why I can't spell. If you look at something like a TDIV over the year to date, it's up by 27%. So I would have been able to grow my like $200,000 portfolio by about 30% there. So would have been looking at $30,000 for 100,000, $60,000 for 200,000. Like I'd have been able to grow it quite a bit from that. So it would have been about $60,000 that I would have been able to grow this year to date. And we're not even talking about a full year. A full year is 25%. If you look at the next 5 years, it's 100%. So like that's the difference, right? You have a difference between what you can gain in dividends. And I do have a presence in this now. I have $2,500 in it, and I'm consistently investing $50 a day into TDIV, but it doesn't pay a massive dividend. It pays a 1.5% dividend. But even at that 1.5% dividend, with the growth that would have been in there, I would have been able to make $60,000 in just gains alone, and then saw the dividend of 1.5% on top of that. And how much I was like, that's crazy. That would have been amazing. If I would have, like, if I go to my dividend tracker, and I know this may mess some things up, TDIV is down here and it's sitting at a 1.64%, 1.5, whatever it is, and it's at $100. Let's say that I did grow that for, like, I put majority of my money into there. I put $50,000 into there and it grew and doubled, right? So $100,000 is where it would be standing at. I would have $50,000 worth of gains. My projected dividends on top of that, I don't know why I'm looking at the shares and it's calculating it wrong. So I would have to do, let's see if I just add. No, that's too much. That's too much. 1,000. Let's say I would have had 1,000 shares, right? At $99. Because if I would have bought at $50, I would have had a lot more, and that would have gave me $99,000, right? I would have been able to get $406 worth of dividends every quarter from it, plus the $60,000 or plus the however much, right? $50,000. Let's say it grew by, it would have grown by only 30%. But let's say it did grow by 50, whatever. It grew up to $100,000 and I was able to gain 30%. Let's just say I gained $20,000 out of that. Right. So that plus the $406 every single month and being able to consistently gain in those dividends, growing over time would have been a lot better. But I wanted something that was going to give me a consistent dividend and consistent growth. So SCHD was a good play because it's going to give me that consistency. It's just not growing by the 10% that I want as well. So overall, I'm still happy to grow 5% on average per year, but I think it could be a lot more as I'm starting to invest more into FDVV, Fidelity High Dividend ETF, and TDIV, which is a lower dividend yield, but still giving me an amazing amount of growth. And the reason why it's an amazing amount of growth is because if you look at what they're invested into, primarily they are invested into technology. 86% is invested in the technology versus the 12% in community services and then 1% in industrial. So it gives you the consistency in investing into all of the top tech companies. And mainly focusing on that tech side. If you see a tech fall or a tech crash, if we do, I will invest a boatload into TDIV. Like, I mean, an absolute massive amount into TDIV. The max amount that we've seen, right? We haven't seen this fall a crazy amount. And we may see that soon because of, how much this has grown. We may see it decrease a little bit. So this from 60 down to 40, maybe we'll see it from 100 down to 80. And or maybe even lower. And if we do, I will invest an absolute killing into that, into TDIV, even though it's only a 1.5, 1.6% dividend. The level of bounce from the lowest possible level to the highest level is going to be massive. So that's why I decided to do that. You just became a number 2 gifter badge, or got the number 2 gifter badge. Well, thank you for doing that. I don't know what that is. I don't see any like gifts or anything, but I do appreciate you being here and liking and doing all the stuff you can do. I appreciate it. But yeah, I know this isn't talking about cryptocurrency or Terra Classic or anything of that nature, but it's always great to know when you make money, what are you going to do with that money? Right? Are you going to just take the money and spend it on water? Are you going to take the money and spend it on a new Xbox or PlayStation 5 or something? Are you going to buy new shoes with it? Because all of those things, while they are great, and I have a lot of them, like I'm wearing the Jordan 6 Travis Scotts right now. Like I like clothing and I like shoes and I like all that stuff, but are you going to spend majority of your money on that, or are you going to then put that aside to make your money work for you? The smartest people that win the lottery, that make a boatload of money from investing, that make a bunch of money throughout life, will invest. And even people that don't make a lot of money, if you consistently invest, you will make a lot of money in the end. And then by the time you retire, you're now making that money work for you. If you have $1 million when you retire and you can't live off of $100,000 a year because, or you can't find a way to make $100,000 a year without doing anything, dividends, right? Dividends are the way. A stock portfolio is the way. $1 million, you can get a lot in dividends, as well as being able to make 10% per year, or $100,000 off of that $1 million, meaning that you can live off of that $100,000. You could. And if you can find a way to do that earlier, get to $1 million in your portfolio earlier, you can retire early and live off of the dividends and find other ways to make money to support that. Or if you want to continue to work, you can continue to work and then throw all of your money, all that money towards bills, and just continue to stack up this dividend money or this investment money, ETF money, retirement money, year over year, right? So $1 million can then compound, and you're adding another $100,000 into it, 10%. Now you have $1.1 million. Now the next year that you gain 10%, you're gaining $110,000. So now you're at $1.2 million. And the next year you're gaining $120,000. You're at $1.3 million, and you gain $130,000. You're consistently growing that. And then when you get up to 2 million, you're gaining $200,000 a year, right? So compounding is the way to go. You can make so much money just by letting your money work for you. So if you're looking for a way to, like, you profit from Terra Classic and you make $6 million, if you don't make that last, like, you're doing something completely wrong. You can spend $5 million and still make $1 million last for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying that you should spend $5 million, right? You should find other investments to then, teach your children how to make money or make their money work for them. So with all the money that I'm making from crypto, I will consistently invest into long-term retirement accounts. I even have a retirement account going to show people if they maxed out their 401k every year. So in the beginning of every year, you found a way to max out your 401k. This is how much you would be able to make over 30 years. So I'm going to go over this retirement account. I started a new traditional IRA, which for me was majority I invested in the GDLC, which is actually a crypto 5 ETF. So seeing the growth of crypto, we should see that there. But then also investing into the SPY, investing into the Dow, investing into SCHG, which is primarily a tech-driven ETF, and just seeing that if you max out your IRA, your traditional IRA, every single beginning of the year, how much can you gain year after year after year, or by the end of 10 years, how much can you gain? At the end of 20 years, how much can you gain? 30 years, how much can you gain? I will make sure to let you guys know where we're at. But right now, we're not at a good spot because of GDLC that isn't really performing well. So if I look at the last year, I'm actually down by $431. Majority of the money is going to start going into tech-driven ETFs, but I wanted to establish something heavy into GDLC, which is, again, the top 5 cryptocurrencies in the market, which can be worth a lot more. I think, where's the market cap for this? Average volume sees $189,000. And if it's tracking the top of the crypto market, it also depends how much money is being invested into this Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. If it's going to be popular. I just don't know what the market cap is right now of this ETF overall. Maybe I'll have to find that. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Enjoy investing into crypto. I will put out some more videos about, different cryptocurrencies, but I appreciate all of you guys coming through here on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick, on all of that. I just appreciate you guys and everything that you guys are doing. For YouTube, we have 116 people here. We have 130 likes. A lot of people that have come through with chats and just having conversations. And again, I know I may say it a lot, but I do really, really appreciate you guys for being here. You guys mean everything to me, and I would love to just be on here constantly, but my voice cannot handle it. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want more of these videos and more of these live streams. But I'm going to get out of here. I got a movie to see. We're going to go see the Eternity movie at AMC. And yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.